Miss your hometown clothing store? The one that had it all? Everything to get the work done, all in one place? G&L Clothing is your hometown Iowa store. Stop in and see us, or we're only a click or phone call away. Family owned for nearly a century. G&L Clothing, 1801 Ingersoll, Des Moines.
G&L Clothing, your size, your style, we got it all.
Save big in Waukee during Schottenkirk Chevrolet's April sales event. New 18 Silverado Crew Cab 4x4, $35,990, $369 per month. New 18 Chevy Equinox LT, $199 per month. Great selection of the completely redesigned bold new 18 Traverse. All inventory marked way down during the April sales event. Schottenkirk Chevrolet on the west end of Hickman, Waukee. WaukeeChevy.com.
Why do I look for the seal? It's about trust. Whether I'm buying a car, hiring a contractor, finding a tax preparer, or an honest mechanic, the Better Business Bureau's seal means this business meets high standards. When I see the seal, I know I'll get what I pay for. No more taking chances and no more worries. And I feel good about supporting local businesses. My life is so much easier knowing I can always trust BBB accredited businesses. It pays to look for the seal. See for yourself at bbb.org/Iowa.
Buyers save big at Schottenkirk Ford Indianola. New 18 Ford Escape, 0 down, $279 per month. New 18 Ford F-150, 0 down, $389 per month. At Schottenkirk Ford, get a 2-year, $25,000 premium maintenance package. $279 per month Escapes. $389 per month F-150s. Only at Schottenkirk Ford, Indianola. SchottenkirkFord.com.
Building a strong community doesn't happen overnight. It takes a vision for the future, the ability to turn a challenge into a success, and individuals who inspire new generations of growth. Greater Des Moines has done a lot of growing over the years, and so have we. At Brick Gentry Law, your success is something that we create together. Thank you for making us a part of your community. Thank you for 50 years. Building a strong community.
The value of staying active cannot be overlooked in our lives or our young athletes. However, high-intensity workouts come with the risk of injury. If you or your child have sustained a sports injury, Select Physical Therapy in conjunction with Iowa Ortho are here to help with 2 convenient walk-in locations.
From diagnosis through recovery, you'll be put directly into the hands of experts who will evaluate and treat your sports.
Hi, Ron here, head coach of Westside Auto Pros. When your car's on the injured reserve, you want to get it back in the game as soon as possible. I know that. That's why you need to bring it here to Westside Auto Pros. I have a team of experts that can fix almost every automotive injury. Whether it's a fractured joint, a brake, or if your car just got its bell rung, no problem. We can even do a complete physical on your car to make sure it's game ready for the entire season. So bring your car to Westside Auto Pros and we'll get it back in the starting lineup in no time. Hey, you guys are dogging it back here. Let's move it, move it, move it. Hi, Ron here, head coach of Westside.
Welcome to Johnston High School here on CISN.TV. Dar Danielson with you as we get ready for 7th-rated Dowling Catholic at number 11 Johnston. Dowling coming in at 4-1. Johnston at 1-2 on the season. And a windy night here. John Shedsy Sheridan joining me. And man, these coaches have been begging and begging for warmer weather. Well, they got it here tonight, but the problem is they got a lot of wind out there, Shedsy.
Yeah, it's terrible, mate. I just come from training, and it's not a great night out there in terms of wind.
The good thing, though, about that might be, I know you're always teaching them to move the ball on the ground to feet, and that's what you got to do when you're going against the wind in this type of situation, don't you?
Yeah, absolutely. I think both teams, with the quality of players that they have out there, will be looking to keep it on the surface tonight and try to get the ball down as quickly as possible, and hopefully the wind doesn't have a major factor in terms of the style of play that we get tonight.
We know, talking with Dowling, they're waiting to decide which keeper to go with based on if they get the wind or not, and that's one of the factors. What are some of the other things you look at as a coach when you have these type of conditions?
Yeah, I think it's always an interesting one whether you want to maybe take the wind in the first half and maybe get up a lead and try to hang on to it, and maybe the elements change a little bit, or do you want to go against it and see if you can keep it down and then take advantage of it in the second half?
I guess it can be a little psychological too, because if if you worry about the wind as a player, and we talked about it, you don't move the ball on the ground, then it can get in your head, and it could be to your advantage. But so if you do go into the wind at first, a key is you try to get up and try to score right away, don't you? Because then that kind of takes the advantage away.
Yeah, absolutely, and it probably gives you the idea of maybe playing a little bit more high pressure in terms of pushing numbers up, because the ball won't travel as far in the air, so you can possibly play a higher line from a defensive standpoint. And then obviously your goalkeeper can be a little bit higher as well, so it's going to hold up in the wind. So I would say that both teams might try to press a little bit when they have the wind tonight. And
talking about weather advantages, Dowling has already 5 games here where Johnston's only played 2, and that's got to be because those early games is where you're kind of getting, shaping the team together and knowing who's going to be where and that kind of thing, and playing against someone else as a team, that's important, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, and also just match fitness in terms of getting games. It showed a little bit in the Valley game when I watched the Valley Johnston game. Just the fitness levels of both teams, Valley's probably a little bit higher because they had a couple more games.
Yeah, we talked about that a little bit during that game. Yeah, how if you're out there, because you can try to replicate that in training, but you can't get the full field and the one-on-one action that you get, can you?
No, it's nothing like actually game time and match fitness.
So if you win the toss, what would you do here?
It's been interesting. I was away this weekend with some of our club teams, and each time we lost the toss, and we were facing into the wind, so we were having to hang on a little bit and then see if we could take advantage of the second. Really, maybe if it's going to die down a little bit, you might take the chance and go with it for the first part, and see if you can get up a lead and see what happens with the elements a little bit later.
Mm-hmm. We got a couple interesting, couple dual sport athletes here tonight. Caitlin Clark, outstanding basketball player. Everybody's looking at her, but she's also an outstanding soccer player. Maya McDermott, the same way, great basketball player, great soccer player, and the two games kind of lend each other to a little bit of the same kind of thing, where you've got to see the full floor, the full field, and look to pass and get the ball back to be successful.
Yeah, two tremendous athletes there. Both really good at both sports.
Okay. All right. So
CC
will be in goal for Dowling, and we'll get you all the whole starting lineup here for them here in just a second. But yeah, a couple really really fun girls to watch, and I saw Caitlin Clark play basketball first, and then I saw her play soccer, and wow. Yeah. There's not much difference between the two there, it didn't seem like, in her skill ability.
No, and it's interesting. I actually worked with both kids in Sporting Iowa. They played on the O2 girls at U15. They played together at soccer, so they were quite a handful when it came to the two girls playing up top. And then you watch them play basketball, and they're just tremendous athletes at both sports, and both are choosing the basketball route in terms of probably going to play in college, which is good luck to them. But I'm sure they both could have equally have gone the soccer route as well if they'd have chose that way.
Well, let's take a look at our starting lineups here. We'll get them coming out. First for Dowling, J.P. Pearson, the head coach, and Molly Kane and Dennis Tapman, the assistants. Julie Dunlop, a junior. Braylon Kowalczyk, a sophomore. Abby Coppola, a senior. Emily Collins, a sophomore. Caitlin Clark, a sophomore. Abrianne Kowalczyk, a senior. Ella Wagner, a junior. Greta Gildevand, a senior. Brooke Stoffel, a junior. And Katie Huey, a sophomore. They have a good mix of youth and experience there on the Dowling club. Cece Villa will be the goalie for the Dowling Catholic Maroons. For Johnston, the home team tonight, they'll be in the white. You'll see them on the screen there. Maddie Smith, the head coach. Taylor Hoovel's the assistant. Macy Thompson, junior. Kaylee Garcia, a senior. Kate Bonnet, a senior. Catherine Chapman, a junior. Brooke McKee, a sophomore. Lydia Smith, a sophomore. Claire Berger, a senior. Carter Holton, a junior. Emma Trachta, a sophomore. Kirsten Barr, a junior. And the goalie is Morris. Sophie Morris is the junior goalkeeper. So let's pause now for our national anthem. There you have it, the national anthem, and you can see the flags there. It gives you a good indication that wind coming out of the south to the north and pretty heavy there. And Shudsy, what do you know of these two team styles, and what do you expect to see out of them here tonight?
I think just based on the Johnston, watching them, the Johnston Dragons, a couple of weeks ago without McDermott, I think they're going to look to really possess the ball through midfield and look to get Bonnet and Garcia combining close to the top of the area. And then with Dowling, they've got a mix of real technical players in midfield and also players like Julie Dunlap that can really get about and disrupt the play and then be good on it. And Clark is definitely a threat that's probably the most individual threat that's out there tonight, I would say.
And she's one that you have to know where she's at when she gets the ball. As you say, she can take it on her own and make something happen.
Yeah.
Yep. So it looks like Johnston will kick off. They'll be with the wind to start here in the first half, as we're just about set for play. Dowling ranked number 7 at 4-1. Johnston at 1-2, ranked number 11. Valley, of course, at number 1 after their win over Waukee. Waukee at 2, Ankeny Centennial number 3. We'll get you the rest of the ratings as we move along here. And Johnston will drop it back and then try to shoot it up ahead.
Already you can see the wind conditions just having an impact on it straight away.
And the official said there was a little touch there, so that will stay with Dowling. And not only on the kicks, but on the throw-ins, too. It can have an impact, too, can't
absolutely.
it? Johnston tried to step in and get it, but
there's a little ball from Huey.
Mm-hmm. Caitlin Clark over there.
That's great defending by Claire Berger. She's going to have her work cut out tonight with Clark.
And Dowling will throw it on the far side. And can't handle it there. Here comes Johnston.
Coach Matty Smith there urging his team to get up higher up the field, as we talked about a little bit before. Now they have the wind. I'm sure he's going to want to try and condense the play a little bit.
Because if you get that ball rolling, it's going to go, and you kind of have to be there to cut it off, don't you?
Absolutely.
And that'll stay with Johnston again.
Good play by Bonnie.
And offside will be called, though.
Actually, you can see our corner flags are already down.
Yeah. I saw something I've never seen in that first game. The official had to hold the ball in the corner over there.
Oh, wow.
Because she set it down and it blew off the end. And so finally he just held it so she could kick the corner over there.
We might have that same problem tonight.
Yeah, I might have to see that. I don't know what the rules are on that, but I guess you make do when you have to.
Yeah.
Johnson and Dowling kicks it out, so it'll be a Johnston throw on this side. And those ball girls are going to get a workout on the sideline with the wind. Johnston. Thompson.
That's a great save by the goalkeeper, Cece.
Yep, she came out, knocks that down. And we'll see our first corner. Now, obviously, you have a chance to kind of play the wind a little bit, don't you, here?
That's what I would be doing. I would be telling them to hang it up in the wind a little bit and try to drop it right under the goalkeeper.
Here's the kick. Bounces. Oh, can't get ahead on that. Still scramble it forward. I think that's going to go out for a goal kick for Dowling.
Good to see Dowling trying to play out the back as well, obviously with the wind from the goal kicks. Instead of trying to play it straight from the goalkeeper into the wind, they try to play out through the back, which is great.
No score early going here. Looking for the pass in the middle there, but cut off. Dowling trying to play it up, but Johnston controls. Macy Thompson.
Good play by Thompson there.
Oh, just a little high, but over on the far side and couldn't quite turn on the defender. Did a good job of recovering there.
She did. Maybe McKee could have probably just took a touch maybe there and put it back onto a stronger foot. Interesting to see now how Johnston have matched up into the wind. Now they're forcing the goalkeeper to kick it into the wind.
Taken away by McKee. Thompson turns it up to the outside and can't keep it in play.
That'll be an interesting matchup. Thompson and Stoffel both with really good pace. I think one of Carter Holton's strengths as well is shooting from distance. So I'm surprised.
I was just going to say, with this wind, are you better off sometimes just to take a little longer shot and get it into that wind?
Yeah, I would be if I was Coach Matty. I would be saying to Carter Holton, any chance you get around the edge of that penalty area, I'll be trying to have a go.
Now crossed, and the keeper comes out and handles that. CC Villa gets it away quickly.
Good play by Chapman, though, getting around the back and just needed to take it away from the goalkeeper a little bit more in that area where they have a decision to make. Oh, I'm not too sure about that.
Call a push there.
I think he said his foot was too high, but
oh, high kick.
Yeah. You know me too well, Dar. I don't want to talk too much about referees.
Yeah, I've been on the other end of that sometimes. You know, with the weather, I haven't even done a game yet.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And then I've got one scheduled Thursday, but
It's going to storm. Probably,
Bonnie sent me an email. Be ready to call it off if the storm comes.
Yeah, my goodness. It's been
The assigner. Those assigners. It's been a headache spring for them.
Yeah.
Assigning the referees for the games. But back to the keeper.
Yeah, and that's the thing as well. When you're playing with the wind at your back, you have to really, it tests the technical ability of the players in terms of what kind of pass they play. Especially, it's already difficult enough on the turf where it's a lot faster, and you've got the wind and you drive everything. It's just going to continue to go through the goalkeeper. So you have to play with a little bit of different technique for those kind of balls. So the way to pass is going to be really, really important.
Almost snuck that one through, but Dowling there. Kowalczyk. Now let's see if Johnston can turn it around. They're trying to go outside with it. And just a little too much on that one.
Yeah, idea was good. Maybe could have brought the Lydia Smith into it before then instead of going straight out to Chapman. But a good idea from Holton. And then you have J.P. Pearson just asking his girls to move the ball a little bit quicker when they're coming out of there. There's the high press there from Johnston.
Julie Dunlop up ahead, looking in the middle there for Clark, but knocked away. Now they'll go outside. Gildevan.
Good defending by Tractor there.
But Dowling did what they wanted to do. They switched it into their end.
Yep.
Here, and Brooke Stoffel will throw it in for the Maroons. Well, that's going to stay dangerous in play. Clark, the defender, picked her up, but that was a loose ball down there that could have been trouble.
Again, the wind held it up, and it was one of those ones it looked like it was going to go to the goalkeeper, and the wind held it up, and Clark was onto it quick.
Kowalczyk drops it back to the keeper, and she boots it out of there. Johnston now. We'll drop it back and try to work it up. Clark on the left side up there, up top. Tried to sneak it through to her, but the defender's right there.
Yep. Good starting position as well from the goalkeeper there. There's the wind just swirling again.
That one, she boots it all the way down to the other 40.
Yep.
On the football fielder.
It's not pretty, but you know it relieves some pressure. Sometimes you have to keep the other team honest a little bit.
So about 10 minutes in here, no score. Dowling and Johnston. On a windy night here. Johnston, let's see, they're going to go into the middle. Bonnet, and there's one a little high, but that shot we talked about. Now with the wind, you want to get over the ball more to keep it down, or how do you, what's the technique on that?
I would just be driving it with the laces.
Just
Drive
it hard?
Yeah. Let the rest of it do the work.
Because the other way, you're going to get the push down a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Into the wind. Brooke McKee.
It's interesting. McKee's playing. She's a central midfielder, but she's found herself out on the left-hand side a couple of times now. Good win by Carter Holton there.
Katie Huey took it away from her. Now back Johnston. They'll take it outside. Crossover. Oh, just a little high.
Yeah,
Looking.
Good ball by Chapman.
Yep, looking for Macy Thompson coming in the middle there. You want to get in front of that goal and get a touch on it.
Yeah, I'd be if I was Coach Matty, I would be from Johnston. I would be trying to get my fullbacks, my outside backs pushed on a little bit more with these conditions in the first half and try to get some extra numbers there.
You go outside to Clark. You run it down. Now kicks it inside. Defender's coming over though.
Strong defending there by Emma Tractor again.
There it goes deep again.
Yep. Oh, nearly caught the goalkeeper out there. All the multiple lines on there will give her a little bit of a problem. And maybe if I was a goalkeeper there, I'd probably be putting that ball down and trying to drive it from the ground as opposed to kicking it straight up in the air. Yeah.
And there's a push called, so it'll be free kick for Johnston.
Again, it's we've got. I mean, there's four white players at the back against one purple. I know she's very, very good, but I'd maybe be pushing one more on.
There's Dowling.
You just see how hard and difficult it is to run with the ball in those conditions. Julie Dunlop was trying to get it out of her feet, and every time she took a touch, she just kept coming back there.
You get just a couple yards when you kick it. It's not going, very far at all. Stoffel to throw it in. Johnson steps in front. There's McKee. Bonnet takes it. Back to the middle, now over. And just a little too much there.
That's that way to pass again with the surface combination of the conditions in the surface. Really, really difficult to judge that.
And that one will go out.
Probably the worst conditions I would want to play in.
Because the wind,
I'd rather play in the cold, the rain, the snow, the wind. The wind just has so much impact on the game.
You get the ball up, you never know what it's going to do. Yeah. Plus, it kind of wears on you a little bit too when you're out there and running into it, doesn't it?
That's good play. Lydia Smith going on the overlap. So that's the little bit of difference when they got the extra players in the play there. Just one of the outside backs joining there just gave it a different dynamic then.
Kate Bonnet tried to loop it in there, but handled. Thompson. And the referee wants her to move back just a little bit. Brooke Stoffel will throw it in for Dowling. No score here. 24:54 to play in the first half. And a push called on Johnston.
Yeah, Kirsten Barr giving away the foul there. Not a bad area of the field to give it away though.
Up ahead, sneaks it through to Clark.
Good covering by Tractor again, though.
Yep, Emma Tractor right there. A sophomore to clear it out. Let her team get back.
That's a really good ball by Emily Collins there.
Clark still working it. Could you get that? Almost got the right foot free, but now still going, and she gets double teamed.
Yeah. I think that's going to be probably part of Matty Smith's plan here with the Johnston. Every time that Clark gets the ball, at least can I get some pressure on her, and then maybe get the other defender around quickly. Like we said earlier, she's very, very good in 1v1 situations, so it's really important that the second defender comes across and covers quickly.
But having seen her play a couple soccer games and several basketball, you can cover her for 4 quarters in basketball. In that final minute, she may go nuts and do it to you. And the same with soccer.
Exactly.
You know, it's a constant full game thing.
Yeah.
And that's the way the good players are. There they try to get it over the top to her. Now she sneaks through. Has it. Oh, just off the post.
Yeah, she'll be disappointed she didn't score there. She did all the hard work.
Trying to get around the defender and didn't quite, I think, get a straight on.
No.
She drug her foot on the turf maybe a little bit.
Yes, and obviously there was good pressure there. Possibly could have been a foul called it if she'd have gone down maybe. I don't think that'll be the last opportunity she gets tonight though.
Dowling keeps it down on their end. Oh, nice, not a bad kick into the wind there.
Yeah.
Katie Huey.
That's a clever little pass from Huey there.
Yeah. Capola working it. There again, a case where Johnston just didn't care if they got it up in the wind and get it out of there a little bit farther away from the goal. And looks like Maddie Jenish and Bridget Nolan coming in for Dowling. And we're back underway. That'll stay with Dowling. Still no score here, just about halfway through the first half.
Yeah, well, I think that JP Pearson would be probably the happier of the two at the moment, the coaches.
They had the best, really, look at a goal, the one that went off the post. And Johnson now battling, trying to get it out of there. Macy Thompson.
Good advantage play by the referee there.
Gilda Van over to Stoffel. And
yeah, there was a little foul in the build up to that, but the referee allowed the advantage. Really good refereeing. See, Dara, I can say that.
Yeah. And that'll be Dowling's first corner. Good high boot, just a little too high.
Yeah, interesting movement from the Dowling players there. They peeled out into different areas, and two of them come around the back post there where the ball was delivered. Something that Johnston probably need to be wary of next time.
Dowling again on the attack, keeping possession. And I'll stay with Dowling. Last several minutes, the Maroons have kept it down in front of their own goal there. And the throw in, and they'll stay with, or no, that'll go to Johnston, I believe. And Anna Zinzelmeyer will come in for Johnston, the senior defender, replacing Kirsten Barr. hard shot. What's the case where you turn and they're watching Clark and thinking they're going to pass it to her, and then you just take a deep one at the goal.
Yeah, and Julie Dunlop, she's got a good strike from distance as well, so that might be one of the weapons that they'll look to. Oh, that's a close call. When the ball was played, I'm not sure about that.
Offside called there. And you have to be even with the second to last defender before the ball is played. And that time the AR judge, she was not. Here's Johnston. Now they'll try to control it. Macy Thompson on the outside, ball through to her. She can run it down. Drops it back. Was looking to get back in the middle there, but McKee. And they'll give it a goal kick.
Yeah, again, the ball from Bonnet, just a little bit too much on it with the conditions again and the surface.
Here comes Dowling to push it quickly here.
Really good play there.
Oh, almost through to Clark. Oh, and offside call.
Really good play by Bridget Nolan there, breaking the lines off the dribble. Close, a really defence-splitting pass as well. And that'll be a close one as well. Maybe Clark went a fraction too early.
Sometimes it's hard to wait up there, too.
It is. You know, I'd like to see it again. Maybe Nolan took an extra touch, and it's difficult, that decision-making of when to play it and when to move. Maybe change your run across the line a little bit as opposed to straight line.
Here comes Dowling again. Gildevand sends it across, a little high, and go out.
That's twice that Gildevand's got round the back now on that side.
Dowling's definitely been more aggressive here in the last several minutes. Here comes Natalie Voss for Johnston. Again, we talked about them with the conditioning a little bit, only having 3 games so far this season. They were supposed to play up Mason City, but I know there's still been a little bit of snow up there.
Yeah. About 2 foot, I think they got, didn't they, before they were supposed to play?
Well, they had one week they had like 12, and next week they had 18 inches. And talked with a broadcaster buddy of mine up there, and he was tired of it, shoveling. And
I'm sure. I'm sure. Yeah, we're supposed to have some. We have some club games up there this weekend, but the fields are not open still, so they're scrambling for turf fields at the schools.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's back over to Cedar Falls this weekend. There was still along some of the fence rows some snow there where it drifted, but
crazy.
Yeah. But by Sunday, there were a lot of tractors out there, those farmers itching to get out and finally work the soil as that soil temperature starts to rise. It's not been a good spring for farmers or soccer players, either one.
Not at all.
And Dowling here trying to keep with it. They're trying to plant one to the back of the net, but couldn't quite get to it. Maddie Jenish there.
Yeah, I think if Janice would have took a little peek over her shoulder then, she would have said that she had acres of space to turn into.
Trying to go outside right there. Johnston keeps it. Toward the middle, going to take a shot. Chapman.
Again, I think, trying to get the... If I was Coach Smith, I would really try to get my outside backs involved a little bit more. try to get the numbers up in those areas, in the wide areas, especially when you have the wind.
Yeah, as I say, it starts to get a little psychological thing with you too. If you have the win, you don't score because you're thinking it may be a little tougher.
Yeah, and
you know,
the other
switches.
the flip side of that is Clark's a threat, and do you want to overcommit players knowing that one ball in could
do it? Yeah,
could do it.
We already saw her once.
Exactly. So it's a little bit like a game of chess, the tactic side of it. But I think Bonnet there, if they're going to play in behind, Bonnet's starting position has to be really right on the last defender. Because if she's starting 10, 15 yards underneath and it's not going into her feet, she's got far too much ground to make up in this, especially with the conditions as well.
That one gets up in the air, and that will go to Johnston. As the lights are on now, as the sun starts to set.
That's a good ball. Now can they get some bodies in the box, Johnston?
Up ahead. Sends it over. Oh! Did she get... Oh! Gets it on the second time through.
Brooke McKee, I think, on the rebound.
I believe so.
Thompson with the volley. Great save from Veer and goal. And I think McKee picking up the pieces there.
So with 12:42 to play here in the first half, Johnston gets on the board first. And that's what it took. Good overall passing and play there and follow-up.
McKee, I believe. Brooke McKee, I believe. Yeah, thank you.
And foul call on Johnson. It'll be free kick for Dowling. That one held up a little bit. Clark over there trying to get on it.
A little bit of a late tackle there from Clark. Similar to the goal that Johnston scored against Valley when it came off the post and McKee was there to get the rebound.
Johnston sends it up. Oh, a little too much again.
They're definitely looking to get that ball for Chapman, though.
Yep.
In behind the left centre back and the left back for Dowling. Good play again by Nolan.
Worked it through the defense there. Keeps it alive. Again, now she has options.
Good defending by Emma Tractor again, having a really good game there.
Dowling really moving the ball well, though, on the ground like we talked about here against a win.
Yeah, Nolan's come on and she's had the ability to move with the ball with her feet and dribbling and breaking in between the lines of Johnston here. So that's something that they need to be aware of. Probably Natalie Voss needs to be aware as a number 6 for Johnston. And
second corner here for Dowling. Dunlop will take it again here from the right side. As Dowling kind of moving around. Now they're moving on the kick. And a blast that's going to go high. And way over the top.
Back into the Johnston lineup, number 16, Carter Fulton.
Carter Holton back in for Johnston. Here's Dowling.
It's clever from Nolan again.
And that'll stay with Dowling. Gildevan in.
Yeah, Bridget Nolan really having an impact for Dowling since coming off the bench.
It'll be a goal kick now for Johnston. One nothing Johnston. The Brooke McKee goal. Dowling's been keeping it in their end for quite a bit here in this second half of the first half. And now it'll go back to Johnston. Zenzemeyer plays it into the middle. Outside and offside is Macy Thompson.
Coach Smith there just telling his front attacking players to look along the line so they don't get caught offside.
And stays with Dowling. And that's off of Johnston, then back to Dowling. Stoffel throw it in. And then just boot it up the other way.
Yeah, I need to try and keep the ball a little bit better.
Johnston with it.
He can shoot from distance as well. Didn't really catch hold of it though.
Nope.
I think Coach JP Pearson is just asking Clark to come a little bit more central so when they have it, she's hanging out a little bit on the left-hand side for them. I think he's asking her to come across and be a little bit more central for that option.
Mm-hmm. Back to Dowling. Looks like the wind has eased up just a bit. Still pretty good, but flags not flapping quite as hard as they were at the start of the match here. Maybe as the sun goes down, it'll calm a little more.
Maybe that's the gamble.
Yeah. So far for Johnston's paid off in the first half. They're up 1-0. Here comes Dowling again on the move up the side.
Good play by Stoffel.
Gets by the defender. Back across.
Yeah, really good work getting around the back again. Just not a little bit more care on the delivery, but a difficult ball to put across under pressure.
Gildevan's getting down there around the defenders.
So that's about the third or fourth time she's got round there now, yeah. Stoffel do well breaking the ball up, breaking the play up and winning the ball from Thompson and breaking there.
Here's Clark. Now
Good.
back out.
Good defending again by Berger on Clark.
right into the keeper, Sophie Morris.
And
And then she'll send it deep. Good high bounce. And still going. Well, Johnston will lob over to the outside.
yeah, nobody in the box.
You know,
Maybe Chapman just needed to keep the ball then and maybe recycle it a little bit until we got some bodies up there.
Johnston again.
Oh, that's close again.
Macy Thompson just offsides. Offside on the pass from McKee.
That might be one of Coach Smith's talking points at halftime. That's about a fourth or fifth time now. Just the timing of the run, timing of the pass, the kind of run that they make. If everything's in straight lines, you're more susceptible to being caught offside if you run across the line and on curves. Most definitely helps it.
It's Johnston trying to clear it back over.
That's much better. That's much better.
Yep. That puts more pressure on the defense too when you're more precise, isn't it? When
Absolutely. See, that's got to be into her feet there.
yeah, when you get it up in the air and it's just going to go. Battle up top there. McKee over.
1v1 here, Bonnet now. Can she spin her?
Good defending
That's
there.
a really good tackle again by Nolan. And here she comes again off the dribble. Good defending by McKee.
McKee sends it outside.
Little match up with a club teammate there, so probably knew what she was going to do. Interesting to see. We have kids on both sides again tonight that play on the same club team, so it's
Get to know the tendencies, don't you?
absolutely,
Yeah.
interesting matchups. And all of them want the bragging rights.
Yeah.
And that's good recovery from Thompson there.
Coming down close to a minute to play here in the first half. Here's where you don't want to get lazy and let something get through. Johnston, they'll just clear it out. 53 seconds. Dowling trying to get the equalizer here right before the half. Kind of hard with that wind to throw it right into the box from out there, isn't it?
Is, yeah.
Johnston really pressuring on defense. And they'll clear it out again. Counted down. Well, Chudzy, for the conditions, not really that badly a played match here. Just, need to make some adjustments passing-wise. But I was really impressed with Dowling, the way they moved it up and attacked there in that last probably 10 minutes here of the first half.
Yeah, the conditions are really bad out there. But I often find, I think, though, when you play in these conditions, though, playing into the wind is, I think it helps the teams, or the way I look, I would rather have that just in terms of actually getting the ball down. It really forces you to do it.
You have to be more precise.
Yeah, so I think hopefully, having watched Johnston against Valley, the midfield three and also Bonnet, they really combined really well in terms of getting it into feet and moving off each other. So hopefully it's gonna determine that they have to do that a little bit more in the second half, as opposed to maybe going a little bit more direct. So I think Coach Smith will be talking a little bit about that.
Well, our only goal, 12:42 to play here in the first half. Brooke McKee for Johnston got the rebound and put it in here, and that's where we stand at the half, 1-0. We're going to take a break, and we'll do that, and we'll come back with more here. Johnston leading Dowling at the half, 1-0 on CISN.TV.
Every month or so, there's another story in the media about when and how often we need to get our mammograms. Kind of confusing. When this happens, I like to consult with experts. So I called Iowa Radiology. They recommend women get an annual mammogram starting at age 40. They know that it's the best way to detect cancers early and save lives. And that's good enough for me. Visit iowaradiology.com or call to schedule your mammogram. Iowa Radiology, our focus is your good health.
Many times at the Lodge of Ashworth, new members come to us from their big, beautiful homes. They find our spacious 2- and 3-bedroom suites to be an ideal fit. We have a limited number of these larger and penthouse-style suites, perfect for the retiring executive style living. We have suites ready for immediate move-in, or we can help you customize. The Lodge of Ashworth is all-inclusive, no surprise additional fees or upcharges. Call us today for a private tour and ask us about our flexible pricing plans.
Save big at Schottenkirk Ford Indianola. New 18 Ford Escape, 0 down, $279 per month. New 18 Ford F-150, 0 down, $389 per month. At Schottenkirk Ford, get a 2-year, $25,000 premium maintenance package. $279 per month Escapes, $389 per month F-150s. Only at Schottenkirk Ford Indianola. SchottenkirkFord.com.
I opened the hearing clinic to offer patients and their families a positive healthcare experience. If you have trouble hearing clearly at church, at the movies, watching TV, or with your friends and family in a group conversation, what are you waiting for? In less than half an hour, we can give you peace of mind and answer any questions that you may have. Call us today to schedule your appointment. The Hearing Clinic, 515-440-3323. We listen, you hear.
You want to get stronger, faster, healthier. You want more. You want to be part of something bigger than yourself. A place for people of all ages, all walks of life, that provides opportunities for all to succeed. We do that. We're the why. Build more than muscle. Build a stronger community.
When your car's on the injured reserve, you want to get it back in the game as soon as possible. I know that. That's why you need to bring it here to Westside Auto Pros. I have a team of experts that can fix almost every automotive injury. Whether it's a fractured joint, a brake, or if your car just got its bell rung, no problem. We can even do a complete physical on your car to make sure it's game ready for the entire season. So bring your car to Westside Auto Pros and we'll get it back in the starting lineup in no time. Hey, you guys are dogging it back here. Let's move it, move it, move it.
It doesn't happen overnight. It takes a vision for the future. The ability to turn a challenge into a success, and individuals who inspire new generations of growth. Greater Des Moines has done a lot of growing over the years, and so have we. At Brick Gentry Law, your success is something that we create together. Thank you for making us a part of your community. Thank you for 50 years.
Milwaukee during Schottenkirk Chevrolet's April sales event. New 18 Silverado Crew Cab 4x4, $35,990, $369 per month. New 18 Chevy Equinox LT, $199 per month. Great selection of the completely redesigned bold new 18 Traverse. All inventory marked way down during the April sales event. Schottenkirk Chevrolet on the west end of Hickman, Waukee. WaukeeChevy.com.
Every month or so, there's another story in the media about when and how often we need to get our mammograms. Kind of confusing. When this happens, I like to consult with experts. So I called Iowa Radiology. They recommend women get an annual mammogram starting at age 40. They know that it's the best way to detect cancers early and save lives. And that's good enough for me. Visit iowaradiology.com or call to schedule your mammogram. Iowa Radiology, our focus is your good health.
When people visit the Lodge of Ashworth, they fall in love with our grounds. They're impressed with our dining room, but it is our spacious 2- and 3-bedroom suites that attract the most attention. With bay windows, full kitchens, large walk-in closets, and modern appliances, the Lodge feels like home. We have suites move-in ready, or we will help you customize. Create a home office, media room, or bedroom for visiting friends or family. Call us today for a private tour and ask about our flexible pricing plans.
Why do I look for the seal? It's about trust. Whether I'm buying a car, hiring a contractor, finding a tax preparer, or an honest mechanic, the Better Business Bureau seal means this business meets high standards. When I see the seal, I know I'll get what I pay for. No more taking chances and no more worries. And I feel good about supporting local businesses. My life is so much easier knowing I can always trust BBB accredited businesses. It pays to look for the seal. See for yourself at bbb.org/Iowa. Why do I look?
Integrity, hard work, discipline.
Hi, I'm Greg Schottenkirk, and for over 50 years, our dealerships have been built on these principles.
I'm Doug DeArmond, managing partner. For the last 12 years, we've shown Waukee a new way of doing business.
And now we're going to show Ford buyers in Indianola the same way.
Introducing the all-new Schottenkirk Ford in Indianola. Schottenkirk Ford of Indianola. Now 2 stores and 1 name to better serve you. SchottenkirkFord.com. Honesty.
Call us today for an evaluation. The value of staying active cannot be overlooked in our lives or our young athletes. However, high-intensity workouts come with the risk of injury. If you or your child have sustained a sports injury, Select Physical Therapy in conjunction with Iowa Ortho are here to help with 2 convenient walk-in locations.
From diagnosis through recovery, you'll be put directly into the hands of experts who will evaluate and treat your sports-related injury.
Call us today for an evaluation.
I opened the hearing clinic to offer patients and their families a positive healthcare experience. If you have trouble hearing clearly at church, at the movies, watching TV, or with your friends and family in a group conversation, what are you waiting for? In less than half an hour, we can give you peace of mind and answer any questions that you may have. Call us today to schedule your appointment. The Hearing Clinic, 515-440-3323. We listen, you hear.
Hi, Ron here, head coach of Westside Auto Pros. When your car's on the injured reserve, you want to get it back in the game as soon as possible. I know that. That's why you need to bring it here to Westside Auto Pros. I have a team of experts that can fix almost every automotive injury. Whether it's a fractured joint, a brake, or if your car just got its bell rung, no problem. We can even do a complete physical on your car to make sure it's game ready for the entire season. So bring your car to Westside Auto Pros and we'll get it back in the starting lineup in no time. Hey, you guys are dogging it back here. Let's move it, move it, move it.
Back at Johnston High School, halftime score, Johnston 1, Valley nothing. Darty Danielson, Shedsy Sheridan with me here, and let's go into the locker room in a minute and see what would you say each of these coaches are telling their team, Shedsy.
I would say from a Johnston standpoint, Coach Smith, like I said before we went to the break, would be now it's really important that they try to keep the ball through midfield. Obviously, they're going to have to build that way. They're not going to be able to get in behind as much due to the conditions, and also they don't really have that threat as what like a McDermott would provide for them. And then for JP, Pearson are pretty much the same. I think they've probably done a slightly better job because they had the wind or going into the wind in terms of having to possess the ball a little bit. But obviously they might try to spring Clark a little earlier than previous just because of the conditions.
The ball's going to carry a little more, so if they get it over the top, they might,
But then obviously they've got to concentrate on what kind of ball they play there. If it's like some of the balls that Johnston were going through, it's just going straight through to the goalkeeper. It's just the weight of pass and the type of pass is going to be important.
Mm-hmm. And as you said, going into the wind, they had to be much more precise. There were times there when it looked like they were just running in sand as they tried to move it ahead. But then they had some stretches where they really were moving it around well and just couldn't get had one shot off the post there, but just weren't able to get it in. And good defending, though, by Johnston to mark them up down there.
Yeah, some really good defending from Berger and Tractor, especially, as they're the one that's been occupied more by Clark so far. So, yeah, it's a pretty even game, I would say. That the Dowling coach may be slightly happier the fact that it's only one with the win, but you know, as I said, I think it's going to give Johnston the opportunity now to make sure they keep it down and keep it on the deck and play to their strengths, really.
And for Johnston, we talked about it, only 3 games. They got to be happy they've come out and they played a really good team here and played a good half against them so far, and then you kind of want to build on that and finish strong here in the second half.
Yeah, I think it's definitely early days, and like I said, I watched the Valley game, and the scoreline really didn't reflect the actual how the game panned out. To be honest, it was a lot closer game than the
4-1.
Than the 4-1 suggested.
So we're underway here in the second half. Dowling in the dark maroon jerseys, the home whites for Johnston, and they get out quickly. Now back up ahead. So, and then a push called on Holton. So they were trying to take advantage right away, though, when they got the ball and push it up.
Yeah, it looks like Johnston have changed their formation a little bit. It looks like Macy Thompson's gone into to play at left back, and Garcia's going to play wide on the left. And it looks like they're playing with double sixes now in McKee and Voss in there. Might be just an idea to try to keep what they've got. Be interesting to see how much McKee gets forward.
A little bit more defensive formation for him.
Yeah.
Here.
Or maybe that was just how they were set up just then. Still could be pretty fluid when you have two holding midfielders in there. It's still important that one of them breaks the lines and attacks and supports the attack when the other one sits. Good play by Bonnet there. Just as we talked, that Voss is the other one that's gone a little bit higher now, and McKee sat for her. Oh, that space for Chapman to attack now. Use her pace.
It was Chapman.
Yeah, I'm not sure why she tried to stop there, though. Great ball by Chapman.
Still in there. Turn. Goal!
Bonnet. Thought she'd hesitated and took an extra touch there, Bonnet, that allowed her to close it down, but then shifted out of her feet, and great strike. But really good work by Chapman down the right-hand side there. Fantastic start to the second half for the Johnston Dragons.
Yes, they.
Johnston's goal was scored by number 8, Kate Bonnet.
They double it up here, 2-0. Just a little over 2 minutes into the second half. So much for playing into the wind, huh?
Yeah. And there's Voss again, just doing the defensive work in front of the back four. I think Coach Smith would probably looks like he would have talked to Voss and McKee and asked them to screen the ball into Clark. Good play again.
Yep, up the right side. Now into the middle. Almost got a foot on that. And they're going to give him a corner, I think, aren't they?
Yeah, interesting one. Yeah, like I said, I think just stopping the supply into Clark might be part of what Coach Smith said at halftime.
Holton will take the corner. Toward the middle there, still hanging around in front of the goal.
There's another deflection there.
Yep, off for another corner. Johnston leading 2-0, trying to add to it. Trying to turn, and the keeper will come in. I think they've switched keepers to Sally Gall.
Yeah, looks like it.
Here in the second half. And I know they were debating, depending on which way the wind went, which one to start.
Foul there on McKee from Dunlop.
Mm-hmm. Stay back with Johnston. So they've come out of the halftime locker room aggressively here to start the second half.
Yeah, the words of Coach Smith ringing in their ears, I believe.
And it's paid off so far with 1 goal.
Yeah. Just Smith misjudging the bounce there. Great defending again by Berger. Been really impressed by Berger and Tractor at the centre backs tonight.
Capola throws it in. Dowling, and offside would have been called on Clark, but they'll play on here. So went to the keeper. And that'll be a throw, just missed being a corner. It's going to be interesting to see if they can get that ball to stay there. No, I guess it's a throw, so it won't be the corner. But they have a corner to see if they could get it to stay on that end. Here comes Johnston to work it back out.
Oh, there's a counter on here. If she'd have just checked the shoulder then, Holton. She had Chapman racing down that right again.
There's Clark. She gives it back into the middle. And a shot.
Johnston asking for a foul then from Clark on Smith. Oh, great turn by Wagner. Good recovery there by Thompson. That's why I think Matty Smith put her in there just for her pace now as well. Well done by Voss there.
Chapman on the right side again. They're going to get it out. No, don't go into the middle, but Chapman's still out there. Now out to Chapman. A little too much.
Really good play by Johnston. That's the really good understanding from Voss and McKee there. I thought Bonnet, after she's just scored a goal, might have just saw the 1v1 situation there and gone to take the centre back on. That's lovely play.
And outside, but just a little too much with that wind, but Dowling will keep it on their end here.
Yeah, good play by Dowling with the third man running there.
Man, that'll be a goal kick. Kind of hear the wind rustling through the windows here in the press box, but it has died down just a bit from what it was earlier.
Yeah.
Johnston has scored 1 goal with the win and 1 against. Dowling's best opportunity went off the left post. Caitlin Clark shot.
This could be dangerous now.
Yeah, we'll have a free kick on the far side. In a good spot. For Dowling. Almost got it around on it. Still battling. Johnston trying to clean it out of there. They do.
Play by Garcia and Voss. They're looking to counter here if Chapman's in again. If they could just open a body up a little bit more there, Bonnet would have seen Chapman racing away down that right-hand side again. Garcia definitely coming into the game more in this second half. Linking the play up like we talked about at half time. And they've got a man over again here. Chapman again.
Chapman. Take it down. Look. Left foot in. Matty Jenish, good job there defending. And that'll go off Clark. Stay with Johnston.
Yeah, since the chance off the post from Clark, Berger and Tractor have kept her in under close wraps.
Yeah, I haven't been able to get her the ball too much here.
No, and I think having Voss sitting in there right in front, denying the passes going into her, is a tactic that is working for Johnston right now. Stop the supply going.
See the wind knock that ball down.
Yeah.
It kept alive on the sideline. Taken by Dowling. Well, that's awful hard to run on that right side with the way the wind is, isn't it?
And that's where you add the turf into it as well.
See the big difference up here where you can, even if you send it too hard, it's going to hold up a little.
Yeah. That's good play by Dowling. Definitely getting a lot of joy down this right-hand side through Chapman.
Yeah.
Voss is having an excellent game in there for Johnston since she came in.
Into the middle. Right into the keeper. Sally Gall.
Yeah, good play by Holton.
A booming kick out with the wind. Clark trying to run it down, but again, the defenders around her every time. Here's a problem.
This is danger.
Johnston tried to clear it. Now long shot. Nice recovery by the keeper.
Yep.
Looked like that ball was bending a little bit toward the right side.
It
And
was a great strike making up for the initial giveaway that Maris gave away. And that, again, it's the conditions she tried to get on. The idea was right to try and get it out quickly, but the wind just held it up and Dowling pinched it away. Ella Wagner. But a great save.
First corner here, the second half by Dowling. Back out. Through the defender trying to get it in there. It'll be a corner again.
Yeah, a couple of opportunities again to clear their lines. Johnston and failing to do it. Just adds the pressure on again from the corner kick. They brought Kowalski up from the back. Dowling have here. See if she can get on the end of it.
It's it high, and Clark turned on it, got a shot, but into the defender.
Great technique from Clark, but an unbelievable block again there. Ball headed away by McKee. That's an interesting decision. This could be trouble for Johnston.
He's going to give them the shot.
Yeah.
Right up on the right side.
Surprised Clark is not hitting this one.
Dunlop here. Goal!
Dowling goal scored by number 2, Julie Dunlop.
Well, we said it was dangerous.
It was, and just looking at Coach Smith, it comes back from the initial distribution that came out when in throwing into the wind, and there was a series of, they never recovered from that, and there's a series of corners, and then the free kick given away, which I'd like to see again. I'm not sure what Voss could do then. It looked like it was a bit of 6 of one and half a dozen of the other there.
Yeah.
And for the referee to call that is a little bit harsh. But again, like I said, it's come from a series of corners that initially could have been dealt with a little bit better from the Johnston side.
And that has energized Dowling a little bit here.
Yeah, we've got a game on our hands now.
So they've had the score, now trying to put the pressure on and get the equalizer.
And Coach Smith just telling his players to just relax and calm down, which would be the right message, because they were controlling the game. So there's no need to panic. Just get the ball back in possession and start playing with the way they started the second half.
Little body check there, but
yeah, nothing in it. Nothing in it. Big roar from the Dowling supporters.
Yeah. And now back the other way.
Yeah.
Chapman. This is deep toward the middle. Dowling suddenly more precise now after scoring that goal, seems like. A little bit.
Yeah, more of a bounce in their step.
Into the keeper. And then a foul there on Johnston.
Handball by Thompson by the look of it.
Or was it a handball?
Yeah.
Okay.
Great header by McKee.
Yeah, that looked like it was on a line for Clark, but
yeah,
she headed it out of there.
They look dangerous on the counter-attack, Johnston, though. If they can just take care of that final pass. No, McKee having a great game. One of her strengths is winning balls in the air, Brooke McKee. As she just showed from that last free kick. Tremendous athlete, McKee is as well. Good ball, good run by Carter Holt, and she might just get there before the goalkeeper if she can nick it round her. Good goalkeeping, good starting position.
Was that something you have natural, or can you teach a little bit of that? When to come out, when to, or is that just instinct sometimes they
No,
have
it's
naturally?
definitely teachable. A lot of goalkeeping coaches and coaches will talk about starting positions, especially in conditions like this. Obviously, you can start a little bit higher when it's when you're into the wind, because balls will naturally come through quicker. But yeah, it's key to timing of when to come out and the space in between your back line, depending also again on on the opposition. If they've got someone really quick up front, your starting position might be a little bit different.
Logan Flory back in, and Bridget Nolan for Dowling, as we're now halfway through the second half.
Good turn by Bonnet. That's again probably just a couple of touches too many. Garcia movement was good, just probably needed to go a little bit earlier from Bonnet, but really good turn from Bonnet and breaking the lines there. Just probably needed to slide Garcia in a little bit earlier. See if Nolan can have the same kind of impact she had in that second half of the first half for Dowling. We'll play it again. And she's gone again now, Carter Holton, if they can play it in. Again, just that decision making of the final pass there. But Carter Holton doing a really good job this half of being that furthest player for Johnston now, and getting beyond the centre forward in Bonnet.
Johnston in the white with the ball. Back to the middle. Second threw him back. Dowling there to take it away. And misread there on what her teammate was going to do, I think.
It's Chapman again. Surprising the amount of space that they're giving her over here. But really good defending.
Kowalczyk there.
And again, an important interception.
Up ahead now. Ooh. Had Clark, but just behind her.
Yep. Nolan again showing the strength that she showed in the first half in running with the ball and breaking through the lines. I'm sure that's something that Coach J.P. Pearson spoke to her about before going in.
So here's Johnston with the throw.
Bonnet almost nicking it away there.
It's Dowling now. Nolan.
It's going to stay in. Oh, but Garcia would have been in there if Bonnet could have got a hold of that ball.
Clark sends it across, but not far enough.
Oh, good play by Garcia. I think that might stay in for with the wind. If they can look across here, he's got another. Got two men in, and Chapman's in again. Great ball by Bonnet.
Right through. Cross. She's got to look at it. Shot wide. Oh, man.
Really good play by Johnston there.
Into the Dowling lineup. Number 7.
I think Chapman could have even just taken another touch and took it towards the goalkeeper and made the goalkeeper make a decision.
Yeah. Collins comes in for Dowling. Almost got it.
Yeah, I think
quick back inside, just a little too much.
Yeah,
but
if she had continued to run Carter Holt, she might have got some joy there. But they definitely look dangerous on the counter-attack, Johnston.
Almost snuck that ball by, but
yeah, great tracking back by Garcia. Really impacting the game. And if they can switch it again, Chapman is wide open once again. Yeah.
Yep, she held up so she wouldn't go offside, but couldn't quite get it out there to her.
There's McKee winning the ball in the air again. Definitely took the sting out of the wind out of the sails of Dowling and Johnston have now. After that goal, there was a couple of minutes where it was a little frantic.
Yeah.
But they've possessed the ball well since then.
But that's the agonizing thing sometimes about this game. You could be control, and then all of a sudden a quick counter the other way, and it's,
absolutely,
it's cut in half, and then the other team's got you on your heels. But they've weathered that, as you say.
Some of the best teams in the world hit you with so much pace on the counter-attack. Garcia really influencing the game for Johnston now, though, in this second half. Well done by Lydia Smith there. It could be in again here. Good starting position again by the goalkeeper, though.
Sally Gall comes out.
I think you see the difference in play from Johnston, though, Dar, from the first half to the second half with the wind and without it.
Oh, just wide.
Yeah, Bridget Nolan getting close there.
Into the
Braylon
lineup.
Kowalczyk. Excuse me, no, that was 5, not 3. Gabby Hansen. Comes Dowling.
That's that weight of pass, and again,
too much pace on it.
Really difficult ball to play though from Dunlop, and she's running at pace and then trying to take a little bit of weight off the ball. Real difficult skill.
Now here comes Aubrianne Kowalczyk for Dowling. Coming up on 11 minutes to play. 2-1, Johnston hanging on here.
Done it again. If Chapman find the right pass, Chapman was in again. But good running by Carter Holton here.
She'll take it down now, crossed, and the keeper there.
Yeah, nobody in the box though. Coach Smith asking a real lot of Catherine Chapman there. He's asking her to get in the box and then recover. And it's a
Caitlin Clark got it between the two defenders, but couldn't get much on that one. Dowling into Clark.
Berger again. Tremendous. Well done by the goalkeeper there, Sophie Maris.
The flat kick out. Dowling back to the middle. Was looking for Clark, couldn't get it over to her on the left side.
Yeah, good defending by Lydia Smith.
Now Clark gets by the defender, but there's help. She pushes through. And off the post. Or did they?
Oh, it's in. Surely it was in.
They didn't give it to her, no.
Surely it was in. Wow.
The ball has to go completely across the line, but
Looked like it hit the inside of.
it did.
That's a strange one. I'd like to see that again.
Yeah.
But to be honest, I think it was a foul anyway before that, so.
So again, a shot by Clark off the post.
All the Dowling players were away celebrating.
Mm-hmm.
Chapman again. There we go. I'll just be looking for that ball every time. If she can nick this away there.
Ooh, close.
We might need to see that one again. Getting a little feisty now.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
And
is he feeling a little bit under pressure that he may have got something wrong there?
he's going to call the foul against Johnston. It'll be a kick for Dowling. And Clark now still asking about that goal. Where was it? I don't know. It looked like the AR was down there. Yeah. Well, the whole ball has to be across the line. If any part of the ball is still on the line, it's not a goal, but over the top.
It's also really difficult when you have a line that is a lot wider than what it usually is.
Yeah, that end line there, that's the football back line, is really thick.
Probably quadruple the size of what it
normally is, yeah. Because usually it's, like 4 inches, I think, and then
they may have got away with one there, Johnston.
go back and look at the replay on CISN.TV.
Absolutely.
But still plenty of time here. 6:15 and counting for Dowling. Brooke McKee started off, 12:42 to go in the first half for Johnston. Then early, 37:57 into the second half. Bonnet. Now breakaway. Goal! We're even up.
Like Logan Flory there.
Logan Flory ties it up.
Yeah, Johnston not dealing with the second ball there.
So Dunlop with 24:48 to make it 2-1, and now Flory with 5:51 to play is even this up at 2-all.
Step by Voss.
And I don't even want to mention it, but Peter Tarpey gives me a hard time because I've done a lot of overtime games. It seems like the games I draw always end up that way.
Well, he didn't tell me that before when he texted me today.
Yeah, he didn't tell you. Yeah, he didn't reveal that thing, did he?
He didn't reveal that I was going to have a late night.
But still time, plenty of time for both teams here.
Yep. And it's really stretched the game now as well.
And momentum swung back to Dowling.
Big time. They just need to get their foot on the ball again now, Johnston, like they did after they scored before. Try to take the sting out of it a little bit.
Peyton Stork in for Dowling.
Not sure I'd be taking my goal scorer out just after that.
Clark trying to run that one down. Oh, man. She just about snuck one in there. Just wide.
Yeah, great improvisation there from Clark. Looks like JP's switched his formation a little bit again now. Changed his shape. Maybe happy to get through to possibly to overtime. Well played by Tractor and Garcia there.
For Logan Flory, that was her first goal of the season. There's Clark. Takes another shot. Sophie Morris handles it. Coming up on 3 minutes remaining. Tied 2-2.
Oh, what's he giving there?
Penalty up top.
I think it's just, there's been 2 or 3 decisions that are quite mind-boggling. And I think the players are probably confused a little bit by it as well.
Well, Dunlop's goal came off a free kick after a foul. There's a big drive, but over the head of Clark, and she's calling for a push. And the officials tell her no.
Well played by Garcia. Can they get Chapman in again? Or Holton?
Dowling fends off the threat. Now they'll take it back the other way. 2:22 to play. Tie game. And there's that lob that's going to roll out.
Yeah, she's a little bit unlucky there, Dunlop. She's trying to take a little bit of pace off it by clipping it in there.
Greta Gildevand back in. Yeah, that chip has just got to be the lightest of touch over there on the right side with that wind. You're right. She did try to. It wasn't quite as heavy as she has there. She tried to adjust, but it's just with the wind still pushing as much as it is. Up the right side now again. Comes Johnston.
Chapman's just got to take a look over the shoulder, to peek up to see where players are there. There's nobody in the vicinity, so maybe she's got to check back out and just keep the ball. Good defending by Emily Collins there.
Johnston, throw it.
Are we in for a dramatic finish here?
1 minute to play. Dowling with the ball into the middle.
Oh, this could be dangerous.
Up ahead. Clark cutting across there. Through the middle, can't get it to her. Put it up ahead, Johnston. Outside. We're trying to get it outside, but couldn't quite get it there. 30 seconds. Seven.
Chapman's
6, Chapman. Oh, couldn't quite.
Just take one more touch to settle it.
And we're going to overtime. Tied 2-2.
End of regulation. 2-all tie.
Here's how we got there. Brooke McKee with 12:42 to go in the first half scored for Johnston. And that was the only goal in the first half. And Bonnet, right at the start of the second half, just 2:03 gone, and she scored and made it 2-0 Johnston. Then Dunlop off a free kick with 24:48 to play, made it 2-1. And then Logan Flory with 5:51 to play pounded it in, and we're tied at 2 apiece and going to overtime. Strategy change at all when you get to overtime?
Again, I believe it's the first golden goal.
Golden goal, but yeah.
Again, if whoever has the wind, maybe looking to shoot from distance. If I had the wind, I'd still be trying to keep possessing the ball. Just like if it's Johnston that have the wind, I think they did a far better job in the second half of actually keeping possession of it and trying to play through the lines. I think they're a little bit unlucky in terms of just their final pass or their final decision making. They got him some really, really good areas, Johnston did in that second half. Not sure about the free kick for the goal, but it looks like we may have had a little controversy with what looked to be over the line, but be interesting to see on the playback.
Well, let's take a break. We'll do that, and we'll come back with more after this on CISN.TV.
Moms typically get to make a majority of the healthcare decisions for their family. That can be a lot of pressure, but not for me, because I know the choice is ours. For medical tests like MRIs, X-rays, CAT scans, and of course mammograms, ask your doctor to refer you to Iowa Radiology. They work around our hectic schedules, they're the best at what they do, and they're so great with my family. They truly care, and it shows. Visit iowaradiology.com or call to schedule an appointment. Iowa Radiology, our focus is your good health. Every month or so, there's another story in the media about when and how often we need to get our mammograms. Kind of confusing. When this happens, I like to consult with experts. So I called Iowa Radiology. They recommend women get an annual mammogram starting at age 40. They know that it's the best way to detect cancers early and save lives. And that's good enough for me. Visit iowaradiology.com or call to schedule your mammogram. Iowa Radiology, our focus is your good health. Every month or so, there's another story in the media about when and how often we need to get our mammograms. Kind of confusing. When this happens, I like to consult with experts. So I called
Okay, we're ready to go back to action here to start the overtime. Dart Danielson, Shedsy Sheridan with me here. And Johnston will take off to start the overtime, and they will go into the wind. Ten minutes, first goal wins. And here comes Dowling. Over to Clark. Clark. And left footer goes wide.
Really good defending by Claire Berger.
And it'll be a corner.
Strong community doesn't happen overnight. It takes a vision for the future, the ability to turn a challenge into a success, and individuals who inspire new generations of growth.
Comes in.
Defended by Chapman.
Back outside. Dunlop. And Johnston trying to clear it out of there. And they finally booted over the far side.
Can they break here? Good link-up play again from Johnston.
Back up through.
Carter Holton, she's in here.
She's got a chance. Up ahead. Defender back up. And referee says nothing there.
Let's see that one again as well. This could be trouble here. And they go straight down the other end.
Clark trying to run it down. And it'll be a corner.
Couple of big talking points. Good header by Chapman.
Dowling working with it. And that'll go out for a goal kick.
Poor decision there.
.626 and counting here in the overtime. Tied 2-2. Bonnet sends it up ahead.
Game finally in the balance.
Wow, look at that moon over there. That's kind of orangish.
Yeah. Little ball in behind here. The wind's going to hold it up. We're running by McKee.
Tried to send it. Keeps it alive. And
in the wrong goal.
Goal kick. Johnston battling for it. get it into the middle. Long shot. Keeper handles it.
Yeah, good goalkeeping then by Morris.
We're now halfway through the overtime, the 10-minute overtime at 5 minutes here. And that'll stay with Johnston.
Johnston lineup, number 18,
Nevada Voss coming in for our older sister Natalie Voss. Freshman in for the senior.
Some fresh legs there.
Yeah. Had a really good game, Natalie Voss did, I thought. Looks like she may have taken a little knock there, though.
Caitlin Clark tries to get the left foot on it, and then a foul call.
Dear, no, it's got to be the other way.
Well, it's going to be a free kick about 18 yards away to the left, a little to the left of the goal.
That's 2 free kicks that he's given that really there's nothing in it.
Dunlop will do this one. She scored their first goal on a free kick from the other side, a little farther out. This one bounces off the keeper.
Great save.
And still scrambling.
Fantastic save.
Couple of chances there.
Really, really good save. Difficult to hold the first one. It was hit with real power from Dunlop. And then quick. Clark was onto the rebound. But
Smothered the rebound, though. Yeah.
Maris, tremendous.
Sophie Maris keeps her team in it. About 3 minutes to play now in the overtime. Nice play there by Chapman.
Becca Spring.
To Bonnet.
Garcia and Carter Holton's breaking through the middle. Can it be played? Oh, a little bit more pace on that from Garcia. But Chapman's in. He's going to hold up now, the goalkeeper again. Really good move from Carter Holton there. If there's a little bit more pace on the pass.
2:30 to play in the overtime. You score, you win.
Well done there by Tractor and Voss.
Johnson. Bonnet turns up ahead.
Wish he could be in here, Garcia.
Offside.
Good build-up play by Johnston again, though. Everybody on the edge of the seats now.
Goes out to Dowling. Dunlop couldn't control that one. .120 to play.
Important interception there by Lydia Smith.
Yeah.
Clark was in.
Had Clark over on the far side, but deflected. And a substitution here for Dowling. Ella Wagner. Under a minute to play.
That's an interesting one.
Yeah.
I would have had Dunlop as one of my penalty takers.
Because it's the players on the field that shoot, right?
Yeah.
Up ahead. I tried to go outside with it. 37 seconds.
Oh, good play by Garcia, a little bit unlucky. Do we have a last attack in us from Johnston here?
Trying to go on the counter, get the winning goal, but take it away. 20 seconds. Yeah, that's going to go out and burn a lot of time.
Yeah, that's going to be
That might be it here as we go down to 10, 9, 5 seconds, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's the end of the overtime.
We're still tied at the first overtime. We'll start our second.
Oh, we have a second one.
Okay, let's.
We still got to get up to the speed with the high school rules.
Let's do this. Let's take a break here. We'll be back with more after this.
The value of staying active cannot be overlooked in our lives or our young athletes. However, high-intensity workouts come with the risk of injury. If you or your child have sustained a sports injury, Select Physical Therapy in conjunction with Iowa Ortho are here to help with 2 convenient walk-in locations.
From diagnosis through recovery, you'll be put directly into the hands of experts who will evaluate and treat your sports-related injury.
Call us today for an evaluation.
Stronger, faster, healthier. You want more. You want to be part of something bigger than yourself. A place for people of all ages, all walks of life, that provides opportunities for all to succeed. We do that. We're the why. Build more than muscle. Build a stronger community. You want to get stronger, faster, healthier. You want more. You want to be part of something bigger than yourself. A place for people of all ages, all walks of life, that provides opportunities for all to succeed. We do that. We're the why. Build more than muscle. Build a stronger community.
Dar Danielson, Shedsy Sheridan here as we go to the second overtime, tied 2-2, and Dowling will have the ball and go into the win in this second overtime as they flip-flop. And a little bit of controversy in that first overtime as Dowling had a shot. Caitlin Clark looked like it was into the corner there, but the official said no, didn't cross all the way. And now we're back to the second overtime. You score and you win. And Dowling had some good aggressive attacks, but as you were talking about Johnston, they're very quick on the counter here and have been throughout this match.
Yeah, it'll be interesting how they approach this second overtime period. Hopefully they keep it on the deck as they've been doing when they were into the wind. I think they had much more success when they played it feet as opposed to going a little bit bigger.
Johnston, they're in the white, Dowling in the maroon uniforms. Trying to poke that through, staying with it is McKee.
Yeah, good play by Stoffel in the end. Oh, clever by Nolan.
Into the middle, but booted back.
Oh,
And now back to Dowling.
Looks like Carter Holton took that on a thigh there. Obviously the referee was better placed than us. Looked like he called it for a handball, but I thought she
thought she did too, the way she caught it, but here's Clark trying to work it.
Berger again doing another good job. Had a really good game, Claire Berger. Ball girls doing another great job for us this evening.
And it hasn't been easy with this wind. Clark tries to sneak it back through there. There's a run for it.
Oh, good defending by Thompson. Gildevan's got some pace on her. But Thompson showing she's equally as quick, and that's the one tactical change that Coach Smith made, just to try to even out the pace on the wide area there.
Knocked down.
See, Dowling have changed the goalkeepers again with the wind.
Yeah, went back to CC Villa. Go from senior to freshman on the switch.
Yeah, sisters. This could be trouble. Bonnet could be in here.
Bonnet trying to run it down.
Maybe she'll just let it go out for a corner. There's nobody in there. She was trying to cross the ball, but nobody was there. And now Nolan again, breaking the lines. Important interception there by Lydia Smith again. Good toe in by McKee.
Johnston. Too much on it.
Yeah, there's that pass again. Difference from into the wind to with the wind at your back.
Stiff wind at the back of Johnston and the white there. You see it anytime you push it up ahead on that right side, it just is going to roll. Key outside, no back in. Now halfway through the second overtime.
Turn by Bonnet.
Bonnet, ooh.
Weight of pass again.
Looking for Holton in there a little too much. And there you see the trouble with the wind, or the keeper trying to get it out there, but it holds up.
Yeah.
Oh, here it comes inside. Back in. Oh, tried to leave it there, but couldn't quite sneak it through there to Bonnet.
So the score is 1-1 now on throwouts to the opposition. Evened it up. It's tough decisions to make though in these conditions.
Yeah.
From a goalkeeper. The idea is right. They want to try to start the counter attack quick. And
yeah.
And the condition, any other time the decision's the right one.
Long boot, Bonnet just over her head. That was a good throw there.
Yeah.
And it'll go back to Johnston. They're going to try to play it quick, but now and there's a push.
There's an opportunity to put a ball into the box now.
Gildevan. I think Macy Thompson's going to do the boot here with 3:24 to play in the second overtime.
Yeah, we're looking to put it in, and Johnston see if they can capitalize on a second ball here.
Rising, got a head on it. Oh, and the keeper there.
The key was almost onto it. Like I said, this is reaction time.
Now here comes
This is danger.
Dowling on the counter.
This is danger.
Clark. Sends it over. Had somebody on the wing, a little late getting it over there. Now they knock it out.
Emma Tractor did particularly well then, and Lydia Smith recovering on the run then to make sure Clark didn't get away.
And that'll go to Johnston. 2:28 to play, second overtime. Can't handle that in.
Some tired legs there from Garcia, who's worked tirelessly tonight.
Yeah, she's been all over there, hasn't she?
Yeah. Her and Bonnet worked extremely hard.
Turn.
Lovely touch from Carter Holland. A needless giveaway.
Yeah, nobody up that left side. McKee.
Good ball by Chapman. They can spring Chapman again. Just another extra touch, didn't need it. If we released it into McKee, McKee's in the run from Chapman. Just needed to go a touch earlier from Bonnet.
I'm calling, they want the subs.
Here come the penalty takers.
Yeah. Abby Coppola, Julie Dunlop, Annie Simplot in there.
I would say that they are three of your PK shooters.
Because we're going to go to a shootout here if nothing happens in this final 52 seconds. Second overtime. This will go to Johnston, 36 seconds. Bonnet couldn't find the room there. She's trying to run it down.
Yeah, just the legs though. Trying to. Thompson has it. Can we get a runner from midfield? A little flick on. It's Houghton in.
Almost got him behind there. 15 seconds.
Now we could be in trouble the other way.
Tried to shoot, but that'll end the second overtime. Right where we were after the first, 2-2.
Yep.
Well, we're still tied at 2, so we'll go into a shootout.
And a shootout here. So let's talk a little bit about a strategy here on the shootout. Shedsy, what are you looking for? Is there a certain you save your best foot for last, or do you try to go the how do you set your lineup to send them up there to kick?
I think they I think the experts will tell you should have your third and your fifth as your better ones. I would personally shoot first. Trying to get the advantage, put the pressure on the other team. If it was me, I would tell my guys or my girls to go first. But in all honesty, it's a little bit of a lottery when it comes down to it. It's nerves, it's pressure.
Because you'd think the advantage is supposed to go to the shooter. We know that it's just like stepping to the free throw line when in the game's on the line. That's something that's always easy. Seems like it's easy. The pressure gets to you a little bit more.
Absolutely. One of my under 13 boys, we played in Cedar Rapids this past weekend, and we lost in the shootout yesterday. And we scored our first 3 and had 2 to win it, and we missed those 2. It's pressure. It's you always say to your goalkeeper, you're not supposed to save these, so no pressure on the goalkeeper. A lot more pressure on the actual shooters.
So it looks like they'll go down and shoot into the wind down here.
Yeah, and if you look at the Dowling kickers, 2, 4, and 6, 2, 14, and 6 are out there. The ones that JP subbed in with a minute to go.
And now that goalkeeper has to stay right on the line, could go side to side, but they can't come out to attack the ball, right?
Correct. Yeah.
And so Bonnet looks like will be the first for Johnston. They'll go first.
I'm sure these coaches have their kids practicing these all the time.
There's the whistle. And into the right corner.
Great penalty.
Bonnet puts Johnston up 1-0.
Hope
And
Solo's not saving that one.
it'll be Caitlin Clark for Dowling. Going against Sophie Morris. Whistle and the kick gets through. Well, she made a good play on it, but it got through there somehow. And it's 1-1.
That one definitely went over the line.
Yep. That brings up Macy Thompson for Johnston. 1-1 in the penalty kicks. Whistle. Knocked away. Saved. And that's Gall, right?
No, that's
or no, was that no? That's
CC
Villa.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's Dowling. And in. They take the 2-1 advantage.
Yeah, Julie Dunlop there.
For Dunlop. Carter Holton. Good.
Penalty.
She evens it up, but Dowling.
This is an interesting one.
Kicking next.
And he simply just didn't play the entire game and came in with about a minute to go for a PK. Tough to come in cold.
Here's Simplot. And sneaks it under the keeper on the left side.
It's great dealing with the pressure there of coming in from a game and not played. And
here comes Kaylee Garcia.
great.
Into the net. Here comes the chance to take the lead in the match with Abby Coppola. There it is. Oh, they have one more?
Yep, McKee.
Oh, I thought that was the final one. I'm sorry. No. Still have McKee to go.
McKee has to score.
As it's 4-3. Into the right corner, McKee. 4-4. Now this is the fifth shot, right?
Yep, Bridget Nolan.
Fifth and final. Nolan.
Had a really good game for Dowling tonight, Nolan.
Here we go. And it's blocked! Blocked!
Now we go to sudden death, I believe. they go through the whole fight.
They go. 4-4 in the shootout.
Yeah, tremendous amount of pressure.
So the second shot by Johnston blocked, the fifth shot by Dowling blocked, and it ends up 4-4.
Kirsten Barr coming up for Johnston.
Kristen Barr, as you said. And that one is stopped.
Katie Huey up for
Huey.
Dowling.
Katie Huey. And it's in there. That's the game, the match. Dowling and Johnston giving the goalkeeper a big hug. She did all she could. And it'll be a 3-2 win in the shootout. And again, Shetzy, given the conditions, a really pretty well played game here, match tonight.
Yeah, not much between the two teams. Yeah, definitely both teams tried to play. It was good to watch, considering the wins that were out there.
And if you're Johnston, you know, you fall to 1-3, but you got to say, hey, you know, we played down right down to a shootout, so we know, you know, as we get more game time and, you know, more experience here too, we're going to get better. And for Dowling, you took on a good team and you came out of it with the win here.
Yeah, absolutely. I think they should take a lot of heart from it again. And, you know, if they keep playing the way they're playing, then sooner or later it's going to turn for them. And those losses or those tight ones will turn into where they win them. So they got to keep going.
Well, you saw the shot of the full moon, and only fitting with the full moon we go to a shootout here tonight. But let me take a quick look at the schedule of what we have coming up for Johnston. They're at Ames on Friday, and that should be a good matchup. Ames, a good club there. And for Dowling, they go to Mason City, and hopefully it's thought out that so they can get up there. Because I know Johnson was supposed to play them, but it's I heard one coach call Mason City the coldest place on earth, and that was after standing on the sideline during the cold weather the whole time. But the final here tonight, 3-2 in a shootout. Appreciate it, Shedzy. Great job here tonight.
Thanks for having me again.
And
thanks, guys.
Great soccer, and we are back on CISN.TV on Friday. Valley hosting Centennial at Valley Stadium, and that should be another good matchup. They're all good here, these girls in CIML.
Yeah, it's going to be a close one this year for sure.
Well, that's going to wrap it up here. The final Dowling in a shootout over Johnston, 3-2 on CISN.TV.